Sup y'all, bring you guys another video. So if you guys didn't know, David Morrell fought over the weekend against Mike Gavronski. The fight was shown live on Fox, PBC on Fox. Actually, I think it was on Fox Sports too. But I think it was then eventually moved to Fox. But anyway, if you want to see the highlights, they're here on YouTube. Just go to the official YouTube channel of PBC, Premier Boxing Champions. I just realized I'm not subscribed to them. Let me subscribe to them real quick. Yeah, let's go to the official YouTube channel of PBC, and you should be able to watch the highlights. It's a minute and 30 seconds long. It basically sums up the fight, and it was a pretty easy win for Morrell. I missed out on it. I wasn't able to catch it. I was out of town, and I just didn't have time to watch it. I just saw the highlights, and I saw people tweeting about it on social media. A lot of people were shitting on it. A lot of people saying, "Oh, like, why is this fight happening?" In my opinion, I don't mind it at all. It was a last-minute fight, 3 weeks' notice for David Morrell and Mike Gavronski to replace, I believe, somebody else was supposed to fight in this event, but they got replaced because of Corona. Can't remember who. But David Morrell and Mike Gavronski stepped up to the plate and they fought. Actually, David Morrell failed to make weight. If you guys didn't know, he weighed in at 170 pounds, and he got stripped off his regular WBA, or the interim WBA super middleweight title. But he still won this fight pretty easily. Knocked down Gavronski and eventually stopped him. Jack Reese thought it was already too much punishment in the end of that third round. Not the end, towards the end of that third round. And I can't blame Jack Reese. Mike Gavronski was a standing punching bag. I mean, Morrell was throwing left, rights, uppercuts, and all of them were pretty much landing, at least judging from the highlights. And it was a pretty easy win for David Morrell, who in my opinion is a future champion. I know he won the interim title, but it's the interim title for the WBA. Plus WBA is, I don't know, they're stupid with their titles. If you're wondering who the real champion for the WBA is at super middleweight, that's right there, that man right there. Well, not him, this guy actually, Canelo, not Callum Smith. He just got destroyed by Canelo. So it's now Canelo who is the legitimate WBA super middleweight champion of the world. And David Morrell, like I said, he used to hold the interim title. I'm not sure if he still holds the title. I think from what I've read, he got stripped off the belt. I mean, I know here it says that he still has it, but at 4-0 now, yes, 4-0, just 4 wins as a professional. He is considered one of the top super middleweights out there in the world today. He easily defeated Mike Gavronski. There was definitely a big difference in levels between the two of them. Mike Gavronski is nowhere in the same league as David Morrell. David Morrell is still young. He's 22 years old. He has a Cuban School of Boxing behind him. And he will definitely be a threat to any of these top super middleweights. Whether it's Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, David Benavidez, Canelo, Avni Yildirim, any of these guys, Jacobs. Yeah, I would like to see him fight any of these top 15 guys. Obviously, he's not there yet in terms of fighting somebody like Canelo, but eventually, if he beats one of these top guys, top names, and builds his name and put his name out there, he will eventually build a profile that would demand. That would make people demand to see Canelo fight him, and I'm sure Canelo will be willing to fight him as long as people demand it. I mean, right now Canelo has other eyes against like Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders, and Avni Yildirim is mandatory. So David Morrell is still a long way from fighting those guys, but it would be interesting to see him in there against maybe guys like John Ryder, if that fight can be made. Caleb Truax, who will be fighting Caleb Plant, by the way, if you guys didn't know. Gabe Rosado will be an interesting matchup. Chudinov will be an interesting matchup. There's some really good fights out there for David Morrell, who's still young and still developing. as a fighter. And at the age of 22 years old, he's already considered a top contender at 168 pounds. At least I consider him a top contender at 168 pounds. I mean, I've seen the talent already when he defeated Lennox Lawler, who in my opinion is a very talented boxer. And for him to outclass him and outbeat him shows that David Morrell is definitely ready for the big leagues against the top 15 guys. I mean, this fight is pretty much a stay busy fight. It is. And I don't mind it. You know, he stayed busy. He fought twice in 2020. It ain't bad. 3 weeks notice. Failed to make weight, but it was kind of expected. It's not bad in my opinion. And I hope we see a more competitive fight from David Morrell in 2021. And if you still don't know who he is, start paying attention, man. Start paying attention to David Morrell. He is definitely a future champion. When the time comes, I mean, he's going to be around for a long time. 22 years old? I mean, come on. Come on. He's going to be around for a very, very long time. So, if you saw the fight, let me know what did you think about it in the comment section below. Easy win for Morrell. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't yet, please. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, please. And like always, have a great day. Alright, thanks.